So where I see crypto as is effectively as a replacement for cash, but I do not see crypto being the primary database.
The world of finance is something that everyone has an opinion on in certain ways, but not everyone is good at it. Granted, there are people like Warren Buffett who are genius investors and have made their billions by investing in key places. However, there are also people who invest poorly and do badly. And then there's GameStop, but hey, we're not going to talk about that one here. A key trend that has been growing steadily over the years is that of cryptocurrency, which one of its most famous options is Bitcoin. Bitcoin has rose and fallen over the years, but now it's got an interesting investor in the form of Tesla and Elon Musk. But why? Allow us to show you why Elon Musk and Tesla has invested into Bitcoin. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. How this all started. So hearing that someone like Elon Musk is willing to go to Bitcoin, isn't that strange of a thing when you consider that Elon Musk is always going and looking for new ways to expand himself, his company, and so on? The thing is though is that with his reasoning for going into Bitcoin, because in this case, it wasn't a state that Elon suddenly revealing everything to the world like he's done before. Rather, it's him answering a question that led to his reveal of his investment into Bitcoin. The entrepreneur was responding to a tweet that contained comments by Changpeng Zhao, CEO of Binance, where the latter said, while he was surprised that Elon's so gung-ho on Dogecoin, it was worth noting that Tesla's actual investment came in Bitcoin. Musk said that Tesla's investments are not directly reflective of my opinion. The Tesla CEO added that Bitcoin, which he describes as simply a less dumb form of liquidity than cash, is adventurous enough for an S&P 500 company, let alone Dogecoin. Reflecting on his personal stance, Musk noted that he is an engineer and not an investor. I don't even own any publicly traded stock besides Tesla, the billionaire entrepreneur wrote. The Apex cryptocurrency also came under some criticism from the executive who said Bitcoin is almost as BS as fiat money. The key word there is almost. Last month, Tesla invested $1.5 billion in Bitcoin and said it expected to accept the cryptocurrency for payments in the near future. Musk said in an appearance on the Clubhouse app that he was a supporter of Bitcoin. Comments on Twitter by Musk have at times fueled spikes in the price of the Shiba Inu-themed Doge. BTC hit an all-time high of $51,335.23 on the Wednesday that buoyed by Tesla's purchase of the cryptocurrency and heightened institutional interest from other investors like MicroStrategy Incorporated. So yeah, Tesla and Elon Musk are into Bitcoin in part and in whole, but that kind of raises the question. What is Bitcoin again? That is a question that many people have raised over the last several years, and well, for all the right reasons. In short, it's a kind of digital money, but for a longer explanation, here you go. Bitcoin is a digital currency that was created in January of 2009. It follows the ideas set out on white paper by the mysterious and pseudonymous Satoshi Nakamoto. The identity of the person or persons who created the technology is still a mystery. Bitcoin offers the promise of lower transaction fees than traditional online payment mechanisms, and unlike government-issued currencies, it is operated by a decentralized authority. Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency. There are no physical bitcoins, only balances kept on a public ledger that everyone has transparent access to. All Bitcoin transactions are verified by a massive amount of computing power. Bitcoins are not issued or backed by any banks or governments, nor are individual Bitcoins valuable as a commodity. Despite it not being legal tender, Bitcoin is very popular and has triggered the launch of hundreds of other cryptocurrencies, collectively referred to as altcoins. Bitcoin is commonly abbreviated as BTC. Now, while this may sound like a fraud or a kind of scheme, it's actually extremely popular, and there are various kinds of sites that use Bitcoin for purchases because of the lack of fees, and in certain cases, see the dark web, are used because of their ability to not be tracked. After all, it's not there, so there's nothing to track. Well, per se at least. So now that you know, the next question would be, why does it matter that Tesla and Musk invest in it? This particular question is very easy to answer because it speaks to an important trend for new methodology in life: validity. Think of it like this. Imagine one of the biggest inventions out there in the world today. Pick anything: the car, the computer, your television, your cell phone. While everything is standard nowadays, that wasn't the case once upon a time. Cars at first weren't affordable until Henry Ford made it that way, and others then jumped on board. The first computers filled up whole rooms, and the idea of a personal computer was ludicrous until companies like Apple and Microsoft were able to compress it, and so on and so forth. For cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, their biggest challenge is getting big businesses and not just certain websites to go and accept what Bitcoin can offer to their customers. So for a major company like Tesla to come in and invest in them, as well as say that their customers will be able to go and use Bitcoins to buy Tesla cars, the current most popular electric car on the market, well, it's a big deal as it adds a validity to them. Plus, now if someone asks who trusts Bitcoin, they can answer Tesla and likely change someone's mind about the product. Not to mention, if Elon Musk is willing to spend his money on that, who else might show up? The counterpoint. Naturally, there are some who are very skeptical of the power of Bitcoin, and one of those people happened to be another one of the richest men in the world, Bill Gates. He noted, Elon has tons of money and he's very sophisticated, so I don't worry that his Bitcoin will sort of randomly go up or down, Gates said in an interview with Bloomberg Television's Emily Chang. I do think people get bought into these manias who may not have as much money to spare. My general thought would be that if you have less money than Elon, you should probably watch out. Now, his point is valid to an extent, because for Musk, $1.5 billion in Bitcoin is but a pittance to his $180 billion net worth, so he can risk trying this out and just seeing where it goes. Now, the debate over Bitcoin isn't new, as it's raised various concerns over the years by those in finance and in government. Billionaire Warren Buffett deems cryptocurrencies have no value and don't produce anything. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, another longtime skeptic, said at a New York Times conference earlier in February that Bitcoin is an extremely inefficient way of conducting transactions. But with more and more companies starting to accept Bitcoin, as PayPal Holdings Inc., Visa Inc., and MasterCard Inc. recently have, the token has gained a wider acceptance. As central banks, including the Federal Reserve and European central banks, are studying how to digitalize their own sovereign currencies, and firms such as Fidelity Investments Inc. launch funds letting investors add cryptocurrencies to their portfolios. That debate is here to stay. Losing rank. A very curious thing happened not long after Elon Musk invested into Bitcoin. Mainly, he lost his title as the richest man in the world due to losing $15 billion in net worth, and thus falling behind eternal rival and Jeff Bezos. But what does this have to do with Bitcoin? Simple. After a series of tweets about them, Bitcoin's own stock fell a bit. Not a lot, but enough. What's more, Tesla stock took a heavy dip as well. Many think it's because investors once again lost faith in Elon Musk, a common up and down trend sadly, after he made the tweets about preferring Bitcoin to flat money. Now, it does need to be pointed out that Tesla stocks have plummeted before, and then rose right back up without much effort due to the success of the business and the electric car market. But Bitcoin has had several dips in value over the years, which is why in the eyes of money, it's a rather unpredictable thing. Who's right about Bitcoin? So we've shown you a lot of things about Bitcoin and beyond today, but the question remains, who is right about it? The honest answer is no one, because while this debate has been going on for years, there's no true way to prove which is better. Many people don't like it because it challenges the establishment, but currency hasn't always been paper money, so we've gone through changes before. Furthermore, there are reasons that many believe Bitcoin is better than paper currency because of the protections within it, its transparency in certain ways, and more. But because there's such a divide about it, no one can agree on whether it's good or not. So Elon Musk is more than within his rights to try it out because it's his money, it's not illegal to do, and he may have a legit faith in it. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at Tesla, Elon Musk, and Bitcoin, and how they're all connected? Do you think that this pairing is something that many will want to see do well, or are they hoping that Elon falls flat on his face once again? Do you think that Tesla investing in Bitcoin will bring others to the table and make it even grander in scope? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.